back to our channel, Nick and Norma's cooking channel. It's very early in the morning today and you and my family both are in for a surprise. As you can see, we've got these delicious ingredients laid out and today we are making cinnamon rolls from scratch. Okay, so first thing we're going to want to do is get started on making the dough. So I already have over here some warmed milk and some melted butter. It's really important that we don't let this get above 115 degrees when using. So I am using my thermometer here that you can see, and we have our temps to just about 91 and 108, which is perfect for this mix. All right, so let's get started. First thing we're going to do is we're going to take our milk here that's pre-warmed up and we're going to add that into our mixing bowl. Alright. And second, we're going to add the yeast. So we've got our yeast added in. Next what we're going to do is, so we're adding our sugar. It's a half a cup of sugar. And then I like to crack my eggs into 2 eggs. We've got the milk and the sugar. Mixture get mixed up real well. So this looks like it's pretty well mixed. And what we have here now is of salt. So 2 teaspoons of salt, we're gonna add that in. And then we have four cups of flour. And we have an extra half cup here just in case, so a total of 4.5 cups, but we'll use the half cup as needed at the end. So we're just gonna get this in there. And start off really slow on our mix. Try and get everything mixed in as good as you can. I'll take this off just so you can kind of get a look here. So you can kind of see it's really nice and doughy. And what we're gonna do here is we're just gonna give it a minute or so. So we're gonna let this rise and I'll be right back. So it's been about 5 minutes here, and what we're going to do is we're going to start kneading the dough a little bit, adding in a little flour as needed. We're going to knead it for about 5 minutes or so, and then we're going to set it aside to let it rise. And just put a little bit of oil in it so that the ball doesn't stick, and we're going to cover it, and that'll be it. Alright guys, so we have our dough set aside and it's rising. Next we're going to make the filling that we're going to put inside the dough once we roll it out. It's really simple. What you're going to want is a half cup of butter, melted, soft, not hot, but just, mushy, I guess is a good way to say that. A cup of brown sugar that's been packed down well. Sorry about my cat, he's hungry, it's feeding time. It's time for the animals to eat, everyone's starting to wake up. So as the video goes, like I said, we tried to start early. Next we have 2 tablespoons of cinnamon that are going to go into this. If you can see inside of here, it's just really nice and creamy, everything's mixed in well. I'm going to try to scrape the sides. We're just going to set this aside and we're going to come back for it. Okay, so we are back. We've let our dough rise and we have prepared our the filling. So what we're going to do now is we're going to turn over the dough, roll it out, and get these cinnamon rolls put together. First thing you're going to want to do is generously apply some flour to the mat that you're using, to your baking mat. Rectangle. And I'll show you why in a second. So we're just gonna start to roll it out. It's nice and tacky, or not tacky, but like kind of like a taffy. It's got a stretch to it. It's exactly what we're looking for. Previously, we created this delicious filling. So what I'm gonna try to do is just kind of get a couple of even dollops going across from the center, and then we'll spread it evenly. And I leave a little in the bowl just for touch-ups, I guess, just to make sure there's a little there. So we have these, we have our roll here, and if you just put a little bit of flour on your hands just to make sure none of the dough sticks to you, we're going to start on this long edge. And I kind of like to start in the center And then we're trying to keep it really tight because you don't want these to fall apart. And then just roll it back so you get like a little almost like a rope. And then if you can, you should be able to just slowly roll little by little here. No worries, big guy. Oven's ready for you. It is 375 now. What you're gonna see here. There's this nice big rope. It's pretty even in size all the way throughout, and that's exactly what we're looking for. We're gonna make about 12 pieces. Cut it in half. I like to leave the ends a little bigger because they kind of get rolled out. I'm just gonna pat those back in. Just some extra cinnamon on those. We have our it's about 9 by 13 pan, pre-greased. At the bottom of that there, we're just gonna set these guys all in. Keep them nice. In the pan, we're going to cover it one more time, and we're going to allow these to rise for another 20 minutes, and then we'll bake them. All right. So as you can see, we allowed these to rise for about 20 more minutes. So the secret ingredient that you've all been waiting for is warm, heavy cream. You pour this over the cinnamon rolls right before you put them into the oven. And it just makes them so creamy and gooey when they come out. It's delicious. Now you don't want the cream to be hot, but the test is you want it to be warm to the touch. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna pour a little bit over it and just let it soak in each one. Is it cooked up to the bottom? Is it cooked? So delicious. So here it goes in the oven. 375 for 20 to 25 minutes. Check out that 20 minutes and see if anything we just want to be nice fluffy golden brown. I have about 3 legs. So these are ready to go. We're going to put these in the oven, and we will be right back shortly to show you how they turn out. Alright guys, so we are here. We've had these in the oven. It took about 22 minutes for these, and you can see they're nice golden brown all around the tops. And you can see they pretty much soaked in all of the heavy cream that we added to it. We're going to let these cool for a little bit. Stick with me, we're gonna make the frosting that goes on top. Today we're gonna stick to just plain vanilla. So let's get started. We'll put the cream cheese and the butter, together, and we'll take, I'm using a hand mixer instead of the bowl mixer just to get a little more control. We're gonna whip these together really good, and then we'll add in the vanilla and then the cream cheese afterwards. Add in the vanilla now. Get a little liquid in there, and we just want to get it to be really creamy. Make sure there's no lumps or anything like that from the cream cheese still left in there. Alright, so then we're going to add in our powdered sugar. I'm going to give it a couple folds with this with the spatula quick, and then I'm going to go ahead and use the hand mixer again. Alright, so our cream cheese frosting is all the way ready. You can see it's nice and creamy. There's no lumps. Nice and smooth. Perfect for going on top of the cinnamon rolls once they're cooled. So let me clean this up, and then I'm going to show you what we got here. We have everything done, frosting, cinnamon rolls. Thank you for tuning in. If you like this video, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell to make sure you get notified. We release videos every week. It's really been a pleasure cooking this for you. I'm going to plate one of these up and show you what it looks like. Enjoy. Be sure to leave your comments, your feedback in the comments below if you try this out. Things you like, things you didn't like, things you added. Have a good time. Let me see. We had a really good shot at Carter trying one out, but he's already eating it over there. You just top with that frosting.